Hello, welcome back. So today we are looking at the topic of pictograms and bar graphs, and it's more the focus is on the pictogram. I'm going to talk about bar graphs briefly here. So I can interpret and create a pictogram, and that's from given data. So first question is, what is a pictogram? Sometimes known as pictographs. Here we go. So pictogram versus pictograph. So what I have here for you is a pictogram. All right, so down here. So we're going to look at the example first. So we're jumping down here. This is a pictogram. We have pictures. We have pictures of apples representing a number. So in this case, each apple represents 2. So a picture represents 2 apples. So what would this look like if I draw it as a bar graph? So it's going to look like this. So we're going to have days across the bottom. So we'll go, starts on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, up here, we would have frequency. So when I look at this, because each apple is worth 2, I'm going to have, I'll put a total here, counting by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 2, 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Whoops, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. So it just provides the information in a different format. Okay, so if I go up, I'm going to have to go up by, let's go up by 4s, I guess, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So if I do my bars, I'm doing this really, really quick here. So Monday gets 12, then we go to 6, let's go to 14, so up there, 4, Friday's at 12. Oh, I missed one day in there. So, what do I got here? Oh, Sunday there's no. So I'm all right. 22. So it goes way up. Okay. So here's the bar graph that would correspond to this pictograph or pictogram. Okay. It provides the exact same information. And in fact, if you were to watch the shape here, if we turned it sideways, it's the exact same shape that I'm going to trace over here. Okay? It's just on its side instead. So the answer is they're exactly the same. The reason people like pictograms is that they seem more comfortable with them. And if you put this in a newspaper, people are more apt to relate to, gee, how many apples, they're actually looking at pictures of apples, than they are if they're asked to read off of a graph. So this is a more user-friendly method, and you'll see this more commonly in the newspaper because it just seems to be more comforting. So what is the same up here? The frequency, the shape, it's the exact same shape as the bar graph. Okay, so shape. What's different, you use pictures instead of bars. That's really the only difference between them. Okay, so we're focused on the pictogram today, and you're going to see some examples coming up here. But as far as how does it relate to the bar graph, they're really identical to each other. It's just presented in a more user-friendly form. So I have an example here. So use the pictogram or pictograph to answer the following. So again, here's the picture. This is what you're going to see in a newspaper again. It just seems people are more comfortable with that than the bar graph. How many people enjoy black currant? Okay, black currant's just a flavor. So you simply look up black currant. Looking in here, there are 4 little stick men. So what is 4 little stick men equal to? Right here, each stick man's 4. So I'm going to have to count by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16. So 16 people like black currant. All right. So there we go. Number 2, how many more people enjoy strawberry to chocolate chip? Strawberry to chocolate chip. So here's strawberry. And I've got 4, 8, 12, 16. So I have 20 people who like strawberry. And I have chocolate chip right here. 4, 8, 12. I've got 12 people that like chocolate chip. So 20 take away 12 is 8. Therefore, there are 8 more people who like strawberry. All right. And finally, how many people were surveyed? So I just got to add up green pistachio here. 4, 8, 12, 16. And if I add up that column, I will get the total number. So where I have 16 and 16, that's 32, 42, 42, 44, 64 people. All right. So you're going to use a calculator for that, obviously. So don't panic if I'm not asking you to do it mentally. So therefore, 64 people were surveyed. Okay, so that's reading information from a pictogram or a pictograph. So that's just straight out reading from it. The last example is filling in blank information. All right. So explain, using the given pictogram to answer the following questions. So number 1, explain what the picture of a half Smartie represents. All right, so I just want to draw your attention down here. Here's your key or your scale. Each Smartie represents 2 Smarties. What happens if I drew a picture like this? So I drew half a Smartie. So what's a half a Smartie equal to? Well, if a whole Smartie's 2, half is 1. So you have to draw half a Smartie. So therefore, a half Smartie represents one Smartie. All right. Fill in the missing information. So let's start over here. So what's missing? Starting at green, so at the top of my chart here. Okay? The pictogram part of it is missing. I know the frequency is 7. So how many Smarties am I going to have to draw in? I know each Smartie is worth 2. So 2, and I'll do that off to the side. 2, 4, 6. So I'm counting by 2s. So I'm going to need 3 Smarties and a half. 3 Smarties and a half. So I'll draw in 3 Smarties and a half to get my first answer. The next blank is how many orange Smarties are there? Okay, so there's a blank piece of information here. I need to fill that in. 2, 4, 6, 8. So filling that in, there are 8 orange Smarties. Next, we're going to jump all the way down to red. How many Smarties do I need? If I need 8, got to count by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8. That means I will need 4 red Smarties. I need them last all the time, remember, as the commercial goes. Purple. 2, 4, 6 and a half. So that means 2, 4, 6 and a half. So that's going to be 7. I shouldn't be saying 2, 4, 6 and a half. 2, 4, 6, 7. So there should be 7 purple Smarties. And brown, there's a whole 1 and a half. So that means I'll have 2 and 1. So it should be 3. Okay, so we filled in the blanks from the chart. All right. Number 3 then, calculate the total number of Smarties in this candy box. So my total, I'm just going to add up and put it in that box right there. Again, you're just going to pull the calculator out. I'll see if I can go through this quickly here. So that's 15, 20, 31, 37, 37, 45, so 55. That's what I get. So adding frequency. Therefore, 55 Smarties in this box. And a pictogram gives you a nice graphical representation. If someone asks you how many Smarties are in a box, what this does is it provides a nice visual graph that when the reader's looking at it, the color matches up with the color, and you can tell the more Smarties in each color is the more that were in the box. So it's a very, very nice visual representation, especially if I drop all the blue off of here. So it is a little bit more comforting to the reader when it's in that fashion. So typically, if you're going to do this for an assignment, you wouldn't include this column here. So if you're handing in a history or a geography or science, and you're going to choose a pictogram, that's what it would look like. And like I said, it's aesthetically pleasing when you're talking about having someone take a look at it and read it. So most of you had some experience with this before, probably. If you have any questions or anything you want clarified, make sure you write it down and ask them when you see me.